Hi, my name is Alexandria Galindo, and I'm going to be talking about the law and policies surrounding drones. So, one of the first things I want to mention is there's a lot of arguments about like the morality or the ethic justification around drones, and that's something I kind of just want to throw out of the window right away because, like, whether you believe it's moral or not, morality doesn't even always line up with rules or law. So that's just not something that's going to really make any sense to argue when we're talking about drones. It's going to be more specific to, like, is it legal in the sense, are we allowed to do what we're doing? And the point that I want to address is under international law is what we seem to be depending on more for the argument if drones are legal. Jus in bello, which is basically the law that governs the way in which warfare is conducted. So if we can see if drones are even justifiable under that, I kind of see it as like, does the crime fit the punishment, or like, are we dropping drones on these total unsuspecting people, or are we actually like getting some targets that actual have are an imminent threat to America? And then there's just ad bellum, which is the right to war. Like, can they even fight? Are we fighting civilians? Which could seems to be some of the arguments that we can't even be fighting Al Qaeda because they're not a state, and there can be a big problem there if we're just fighting these hostile civilians. So another point that I would like to address too is the jurisdiction in which we're setting or having these drone strikes, that we're sending them out there, because we are at war, I guess now with Al Qaeda, but what the AMUF authorization for the use of military force did was they said that we can go to war with Al Qaeda in Afghanistan. So at first it started with Al Qaeda in Afghanistan, but as we were hitting Afghanistan, some of the Al Qaeda members sought refuge in other lands, so that's kind of broadened our scope. Another point regarding this issue might be that drones are sent from two like departments, some from the military, the JSOC, and the CIA. So the ones sent in the military seems to be more like transparent because we know more information about those ones, but the ones in the CIA a lot more difficult to like hear about. As for the policy where I see it in the future, a lot of things I've been finding mentions the ethic of reciprocity. If we're gonna put policies out, new ones like opposed from international law, we have to be able to, as a country, live with our laws that we invented being used in other countries against each other, and perhaps sometimes in the future, when more countries can arm their drones that they have, people using it against us. So this is where I'm at right now. So I'm really focused on the laws, like what they have been and what they're shaping out as they might be in the future. Like, we already know that Obama past 2014 is not going to extend the authorization for the use of military force. So that's what we've been talking about is our pull out from Afghanistan. So it's not necessarily that we're getting rid of everything there. It's not that drones are going to stop. They're just not going to be extended. So maybe the military are going to stop using them, as what we know right now, as what I know right now from the research I've done. But that doesn't mean the CIA is going to stop in Yemen or Pakistan, where they've been operating a lot of their drone strikes. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, regards to laws and stuff like that. I still have a lot more research to do, but I think that's going to be it for now for the sake of time.